welcome back to the We Are City channel for an episode of our Manchester City career mode here with Roberto De Zerbi in charge. In Season 4, we have got a big game in today's episode to kick it off against Manchester United, haven't we? What am I saying now? The transfer window is still open. We've got Everton away from home as well, and then Burnley at home as well. I think we will play only 3 games again in today's episode, depending on the amount of transfer action that happens before we do end today's episode. If not many transfers happen, then we'll go to Fulham away as well. It's already beaten Manchester United once this season, beat them in the Community Shield. They lost their first game of the season as well, United, in 18th place. With that side, I expected them to be a title rival. Onana starts in goal with Dalot, Rudiger, Martinez and Kidakes the back four. Captain Bruno Fernandes alongside João Neves in the midfield too, with Mason Mount in front. It's Rashford on the left, Amad Traore on the right, and the man who got a red card in the Community Shield final is Vitor Roque through the middle. On the bench, Rijkaard, Gurner, the Rath, there is Lindelof, Mason Greenwood, Matías Arejo, Sacha Boy, and also Casemiro as well. Rashford and Fernandes, the key attacking players. Lisandro Martinez, the key defensive player in that United side. Well, tired legs from the previous games, there is rotation to Manchester City as well. Barco's going to drop out once again for Doyle. I thought had a fantastic game in the last one. It is going to be Edison in goal with Stones, Diaz, Nunez, Stones, Vardiel and Doyle the back four. No Diaz. Captain De Bruyne, Grealish and Zubimendi in the midfield 3. De Bruyne minus 14 as a holding midfielder in this position, but Grealish would be as well, minus 15. I think De Bruyne we need to develop in a little bit, playing a little bit deeper and as he gets into his older age. Now De Bruyne is 35 years of age. Savio starts on the right with Musiala on the left, and Julian Alvarez through the middle on the bench. Liam Delap, Oscar Bob, Eze, Maximo Piron, Barco, Diaz and Goyi. No Lewis, no Couto, no Foden, no Echeverri, no Doku, and none of these other players as well. Akanji still may move on. Makati, Zeballos and Max Alain, which are some of the younger players in and around the squad as well for this season. So Manchester Derby Day at the Etihad Stadium is coming up next. Alvarez back to the middle. Vardiel and Stones back in the back line again. Like that game against Newcastle where they're so solid. Today they've got to keep an eye on that man, Vitor Roque. Mason Mount. Mendy went chasing. Back through to Mason Mount here. Vardiel can't block. Edison makes the save. And back to Vardiel. City play it out from the back. Out to Musiala. Takes it ahead of Dalot. Musiala away from Dalot. Brilliant from Yao Musiala. Musiala into Jack Grealish with a ball from Musiala. Grealish for Manchester City who take the lead in the derby. 10 minutes in. And it's 1-0. It's Jack Grealish with a finish. Good play from Yama Musiala. Little back heel. Grealish is making the run. Grealish forward running. Forward runs is the tactic we're using. It's working so well. Little back heel through to Grealish. And Jack Grealish plants it past the goalkeeper, Andre Onana. Given the nod today by Roberto De Zerbi. And Jack Grealish really does do the business for his manager. 1-0 City in the derby. I seem to be counting that as the second game. Good play by City. Here's Musiala. Lovely drive from Musiala again. Alvarez back in behind to Yamal Musiala. City cut them open. Musiala. Yamal Musiala. 2-0 City in the derby. What a bit of football from City. Expansive, quick. Working it so well. 2-0 Manchester City. United torn apart. Yamal Musiala found by Alvarez. They can't stop us. Rudiger out of position. Musiala scores. City 2. United 0. What a start to this game in the derby. What a start to the episode this could be. Musiala into Grealish. Trouble for United again. Grealish into De Bruyne. Back wide to Musiala. Onto the right foot of Yamal Musiala. Saved by Onana. De Bruyne chases. Milos Kidakes gets it away. Does he know? What a tackle by De Bruyne. What a tackle from Kevin De Bruyne. 35 years of age. And he was reminding me of Luka Modric in terms of he's aging like a fine wine, De Bruyne. Will United punish us for those mistakes? Amad. Wide towards Diogo Dalot. Chance for United here. Dalot. Doyle can't stop him. Inside Vardiel. Chance for United. Great save from Edison. And away from Joshko Vardiel. And Vardiel long to Musiala. And City can play on the counter very easily. Musiala. Yala Musiala away from Martinez. Musiala. Pass Rudiger. Musiala. Onana makes the save. Jack Grealish to the far post. 3-0 Manchester City. Double for Grealish. Musiala probably should have scored. Tried to place in that bottom left-hand corner. 3-0 City in the derby. This Zerbi side ripping apart United. Musiala, whose ability to drive the ball is just unbelievable. Onana can only parry it towards Jack Grealish. He gets his second of the game. City 3, United 0. And we tear apart Erik Ten Hag's side. Absolutely tear apart Ten Hag's side. Well, title race, Manchester United, I don't think you're in it. Ederson. Into Vardiol. Who's got bags of energy, Vardiol. Again, from centre-back. Come on, referee. Vardiol. One thing I've found is Vardiol can pick up the ball and just run. And there's nothing you can do with it. There's nothing you can do about it. Half-time, City 3. United 0. A dominating performance from City. Musiala over to Kevin De Bruyne. Takes it down so easily. Grealish. Zubimendi. De Bruyne. In behind here towards Savio. Savio's in! Saved by Onana. Alvarez keeps it in. Musiala on the right foot. Blocked away by Rudiger. Down to Savio. Savio on the left foot. Blocked away by Rudiger again. Rudiger putting his body on his line for his team. Grealish. Through again. Savio. Savio. Savio! No, Nana drops on it. As Savio tries to lift it over the Cameroonian. And Manchester United here today haven't been able to handle De Zerbi's side. Good headed by Vardiol. Grealish. Grealish to Callum Doyle here. Doyle! Alvarez with a tap in. It's absolutely outstanding football from Manchester City. 4-0. Roberto De Zerbi's side are playing the best football, maybe even better than Pep Guardiola's, because this is so good in the final third. Good run by Doyle. Grealish onto the end of it. Pulls it back and it's a tap-in for Alvarez. 4-0 Manchester City in the derby. Absolutely torn apart. Absolutely torn apart United here. Bit of a different test now for Callum Doyle to deal with down this far side. Mason Mount. Bruno Fernandes. Good tackle by Musiala. City good counter again here. Zubimendi. Straight for the middle through to Alvarez. What a ball by Zubimendi. Alvarez for City. It's 5-0 in the Manchester derby. Absolutely smashing Manchester United. Alvarez does the invisible celebration. I don't know if you've ever seen that one before, but it's quite impressive. 5-0 in the Manchester derby. What a ball by Zubimendi straight to the middle. United's defence is all over the place. Nothing Onana can do about that one. 5-0 City, and we're going to make changes. Rest players. Eze is going to come on. Oscar Bob for Musiala. We're going to bring on Barco for Doyle. Nunes. Going to rush things here, Mateusz Nunes. Goes up towards Liam Delap. Knocked on. Eze on the volley! Saved by Onana. Well, with Delap you can do that play a long ball. That was a great chance created by City again. De Bruyne in. Stones in there. Out to Oscar Bob. Left-footed drive from Oscar Bob. Tries to dip it towards that far corner. Delap was in there. Maybe I could have lifted that into Liam Delap. Off the hand of a United player. Free kick Manchester City in a very good position for Kevin De Bruyne. This is De Bruyne territory, surely. De Bruyne up and over the wall here. What a goal for Kevin De Bruyne. 6-0 in the Manchester derby. Wow. Absolutely annihilated Manchester United here. 6-0 in the Manchester derby. Kevin De Bruyne, the captain, up he steps. Up and over the wall. What a free kick. What a free kick by De Bruyne. 6-0. 6-0 Manchester City in the derby. Unbelievable. We're going to make another substitution. Maximo Piron will come on for Kevin De Bruyne, who can be rested now. 6-0 in the Manchester derby is absolutely insane. Pressure on him. Back to Zubimendi. Look at the space for Maximo Piron here. What are United doing? Maximo Piron in towards Mateusz Nunes. Across to Liam Delap. Liam Delap makes it 7. The football is special. Special from Manchester City. 7-0 against Manchester United. We drag them, we pull them everywhere. United do not know what to do with our midfield. And Liam Delap makes it 7. Ball through to fullback Mateusz Nunes. Makes the run. Across to Delap. Tapping for Liam. 7-0 Manchester City. 7 in the Manchester derby. What a performance to start this episode. We are insane. Delap wins it back again. It feels like I've changed the difficulty. We are that good. It feels like I've changed the difficulty. Savio. Eze. Eze tries one blocked away. Zubimendi. Maximo Piron in space. Maximo Piron! Saved by Onana. And caught by Onana. That is full time. Manchester City 7. Manchester United 0. I don't think I've ever dominated a game as much as I dominated that one. Is that our biggest result ever? And is that the best performance ever in FC24 from Manchester City? Better than any performance ever under Pep Guardiola, it just might be. Everyone was spectacular. I mean, look at these ratings. 8.7 for Musiala, 8.8 for Julian Alvarez, 8.6 for Grealish, 8.8 for De Bruyne, 8.2 for Vardiol, who was fantastic again. EA Sports Man of Match Julian Alvarez with an 8.8. I'm going to give it to... I think I'm going to go with Jack Grealish with an 8.6. I thought he was very, very impressive in that attacking midfield role today. 2 goals as well. City, everyone's so good. Everyone's so... And usually we have one player performs well. At the moment, every single player in the team is playing really well. So some surprising news here in terms of Manu Akanji, who's been told by Roberto De Zerbi he can leave the club this summer. Real Madrid of all teams are looking at the Swissman. Akanji's been a real good servant for the club. There's just not any room for him anymore. I think with Diaz, with Vardiol, with Doyle, with Stones, with Goyi, that's 5 centre-backs who can all play in the back line, with Maxaline and also Jamal Baptiste perhaps getting their chance this season coming through. So Manu Akanji has been given the chance to move. And talk about moving, a big move. Another player perhaps to Real Madrid to join Erling Haaland. They've gotten so well at Manchester City. Manu Akanji to Real Madrid. Real Madrid are looking at the player, and that just could be a deal that goes through in today's episode. Next test for Manchester City is Sean Dyche's Everton at City 19th place in the Premier League table. And look at those stats for the team. They've lost the first 3 games this season. De Gregorio starts and goal with Sergio Roberto, Mason Holgate, Araujo, and Javi Gal on the back 4. It's Dele Alli, Doucouré and Arnold in midfield 3 with Quado and Dobbin in the wide areas. Crespi at striker, Sofiane Diop, Tarkovsky, Patterson, Fulkrug, Kvechi, Slater and João Virginia on the bench. No key players at all for Sean Dyche's side, who play defensive football, and it doesn't seem to be working at the start of the season. One in 4 Manchester City turn up at Goodison Park here today looking like this. Ederson goal with Yankuto, John Stones, Vardiol and Barco, the back 4. Captain De Bruyne, Foden, Rico Lewis in the midfield 3 with Alvarez up top, Doku on the right and Musiala on the left. On the bench, Savio, Grealish, Eze, Zubimendi, Mateus Nunes, Diaz and Goyi. A few players at the moment just content with their involvement in the team. You can see there, just Delap content, Bob content. And Dala content, Brits the same for Diaz and Nunez and Eze as well, Foden. So we need to get them more involved than we can do. But it's a big squad and it's going to be a long season for the City side. They shouldn't worry, they will get game time. So Goodison Park awaits here, rise Manchester City, John Stones and Joshko Vardiol. I mean, Stones 32 years of age now, 90 rated as a centre-back. Him and Vardiol are finding a very, very good combination and partnership with each other. Today, very expansive fullbacks on either side of them in Barco and in Yankuto, but we'll see if that causes a defensive problem. If so, we can sub on maybe a fullback. Space. Mateus Nunes, Foden. Back through to Yankuto here. Yankuto! Great save by De Gregorio. Well, Yankuto ahead of Nunes today. Good chance for the fullback there. De Bruyne in. John Stones attacks it. It's a poor header by Stones. It's behind for a goal kick. Stones should have done better there. Alvarez. Right to Yankuto. Back to Alvarez. In behind to Yankuto. Near post to Foden and swiped away by Everton. Doku back down. Stones. Giving away to Javi Gallant. A lovely spin by Gallant. Doku should have won that one. Everton counter now. Dobbin with a heavy touch. John Stones the big challenge. He got the ball there. Good tackle by Stones. He got the ball there, referee. I don't understand how that is even a foul. De Bruyne. De Bruyne. In towards Yankuto. Doku. Kuto fires one back to Alvarez. De Gregorio with another save. City could be 5 or 6 up here. De Bruyne in. Musiala in there. Vardiol. Chance for City. Down by Alvarez. Here for City and Alvarez does score. Well, from a set piece, which will be frustrating for Sean Dyche's side. Manchester City take the lead. Very good finish from Alvarez. We should have had more goals really today. Vardiol down to Yankuto, shot block straight to Alvarez, nice first touch. And on the left foot, he fires it into the roof of the net. Alvarez gets his 3rd of the season already. And Manchester City lead by 1-0. Well, no Haaland anymore for City, no Rodri. Right towards Barco. To Musiala. Back to Barco. And that is half-time. City only lead by 1-0. It probably should be more. Ali through the middle. Switch of play by Everton. Yankuto can't win it off Javi Gallant. The foul, Lewis Dobbin. Kuto getting back for his side. Dobbin still. To centre here to Arnold. Arnold held off Stones here. Great play from Everton. Good save from goalkeeper Ederson. I'm thinking we're going to just slow it down a little bit. Diop's going to come on for Dobbin. Well done, John Stones there. Down by Yankuto and back to goalkeeper Edison. Into Rico Lewis. Lewis. Waidiama Musiala. Little touch in towards Julian Alvarez. Alvarez holds it up well. Musiala makes a run here. We've cut them open again here. Musiala. In towards Jeremy Doku for Manchester City. So easy. 2-0 City. Catch them out again. Musiala with the assist. Doku with a goal. 2-0 at Goodison Park. And if you are watching this Premier League at the moment, you know, you've gone from a City side losing Pep Guardiola and thinking City are going to struggle next year. New manager. Well, I tell you what, we're playing even better than we did under Pep. Great play. Doku finishes it off. 2-0 Manchester City. And I think we're going to start making changes again. We're going to bring on... Oh, I don't know why Doku's in the middle, but he is. Phil Foden's going to come off for Eze. Pressing this back line of Everton. Making it very difficult for them. Oh, and Eze's won that. That's silly from Everton because they've tried to play out from the back here. Eze. Back through to Alvarez. Alvarez passed to Gregorio. 3-0 City. An assist for Eze. And a goal for Alvarez. And we just let them play. We said, come on, Everton, then. If your centre-back's going to bring it out, if you're going to play like that, we will pounce. Manchester City do pounce. Eze to Alvarez. And City make it 3-0. Fired in by Julian and gets his 4th of the season. We're on absolute fire at the moment. Absolute. Doucouré, long ball is on. Chance on the long ball. Fulcrum, they got no pace up top, Everton here. Goya can't make a challenge on Poirot. John Stones will. There's a foul in there somewhere and Maximiliano will score here. Maximiliano will score here. That's what he's good at. Free kicks, 3-1. First goal of the season conceded. It comes from a set piece and it's a dodgy free kick to say the least. But this is his forte, Maximiliano. First goal of the season conceded from a free kick, which is frustrating for City. No goals yet conceded from open play. But 3-1. Goal for Arnold. And I'd be lying if I said I wasn't frustrated to concede a goal. Doucouré chases him. Eze still. Eze. Stones comes forward now. Grealish. Eze. Back over to Grealish here. Jack Grealish. Good save. Oh, Di Gregorio gets a fingertip on it. Rico Lewis down. Eze. Here's Savio. Savio for City. Savio. Lovely ball out towards Yama Musiala. Space for Musiala. Onto that right foot, Musiala. Poirot there. Down the box, Musiala. Penalty, Manchester City. It's a foul by Poirot. And Musiala wins a penalty for us. Brilliant from Musiala. Takes him down. There's no questions about it. And Alvarez can get a hat-trick for himself today. No Haaland, no problem. Alvarez steps up. Come on. Hat-trick for Alvarez. Top corner. 4-1 Manchester City. A goal conceded from a spectacular Maximiliano free kick. But other than that, Manchester City dominated this Everton side. And up steps Alvarez. Top bins by Julian. Lovely finish by Alvarez. That is Manchester City 4, Everton 1. And that is full time. Another 3 points for City side that once again perform absolutely spectacularly. Alvarez with a hat-trick. And I've said it plenty of times, but no Haaland, no Rodri, no problem for De Zerbi. He knows the system he wants to play, and the players have been brilliant. A hat-trick today, I think we've got to go with Alvarez as my man of the match in EA Sports man of the match. Hat-trick, 9.9 rating. Was so good up top. So good. Well, confirmation of a big departure. Manu Akanji to join Real Madrid. £65 million deal. What sees Manu Akanji leave the club after being a great servant. Thank you, Manu Akanji, for everything he did for the club. It's been brilliant for the club. Signing for 15 million, sold him for 65 to Real Madrid. That's good business. And it is transfer deadline day. 10 hours remain. Well, obviously, with no transfers coming into Manchester City, but will there be still some going out? With 1 hour remaining in the transfer window, it means that Manchester City's squad looks like it has been decided for the season. We do need to have a look at, though, what have been the biggest transfer deals of this summer. Other than the Haaland and Rodri moves that we've already seen happen, they were the biggest moves in the summer. We've got Cody Gakpo to Bayern Munich for over 100 million from Liverpool. Goncalo Ramos has moved to Roma for 98. Paris Brunner moving from Real Madrid to AC Milan for 90. Colomboani to Spurs for 90. Sven Botman to Barcelona for 83 million. Matheus Tello has gone to Lazio for 77. Reece James from Bayern Munich to Barcelona for 77 million. Adam Klosek moved for 70 million to Newcastle. Manu Akanji to Real Madrid for 65 million. Arda Güler to Leeds United for 62 million. Sasha Boyd to Manchester United for 60. Baldenzini to Leverkusen 58. Chiesa joined Liverpool. Milinkovic-Savic back in European football with Marseille. Protesi to PSG. Zaire Emery back to France but with Marseille. Parisi to Dortmund. Tapsoba to Dortmund. Thuram to Brighton. Sheshko to Monza. Moise Kean to Atletico Madrid. Lots of big deals going in this transfer window. You can see there, just as I flick through them. Spurs signed Liverpool's Luis Diaz. Wow. Leroy Sané to Villarreal. Lots of big deals going through. Lots of surprising deals, actually, when you see some of those players that have moved. Joao Cancelo, clearly causing problems at Barcelona. He's moved to Napoli now for 40 million. Todibo to Liverpool. Curtis Jones to Bournemouth. Lots of big deals, of course. Haaland and Rodri, the two biggest ones of the transfer window. Well, final game of today's episode, before we finally confirm the full squad for the season, is at home against Burnley. And it will be a game we simulate. We'll simulate this one, go through the full squad for the season, and that will end today's episode, because big things coming up in this series, I'm sure. 3-0 win at home for Manchester City against Burnley. Another clean sheet, a double for Kevin De Bruyne, a goal for Liam Delap. Manchester City flying at the moment. A 10.0 rating for Kevin De Bruyne, who gets man of the match for the game, expectedly, with that performance. Let's get into the squad, the confirmed squad for Season 4 under Roberto De Zerbi. So introducing our 25-man squad for this new season, De Zerbi's first season in charge at Manchester City. These are the 25 players in his 25-man squad. Goalkeepers, defenders, midfielders, forwards, homegrown and under 21, as well as the players currently out on loan. And 10 academy players in this 25-man squad and 10 homegrown players. So starting off with goalkeepers, we have Ederson, 93 rated now, the 33-year-old Brazilian. He has been our key goalkeeper for a very long time at the club now, and he continues to be, and he's the perfect De Zerbi goalkeeper, isn't he, the way he can play the ball out in the back. And goalkeepers play for a long time. Ederson will continue as number 1. Number 2 won't be Andrew. I think Andrew will be number 3 this season, and a goalkeeper look to move on. He's going to get a bit of the Robert Sanchez treatment as De Zerbi gave him at Brighton, in terms of De Zerbi just doesn't think he's the sort of goalkeeper he wants, and that means Andrew will be sacrificed in the future, but for now he will stay at the club for competition. On to defenders, starting with Valentin Barco, 82 rated, the 22-year-old Argentinian left back, who will be the main left back at the club, the only left back, really, natural left back at the club at the moment. And he is a spectacular young talent, and I'm really excited to have him again this season, playing more at left back now in a more natural back four under De Zerbi. He can really impress this season from fullback. We have Ruben Diaz, 92 rated, now a 29-year-old now. There is a bit of questions over his future. Will he fit into the De Zerbi style? Roberto De Zerbi will give Ruben Diaz the chance to impress, but I think Stones and Vardiol are ahead of him in the pecking order. I mean, 92 rated, one of the highest rated defenders in world football. We have Joško Vardiol, 24 years of age, can play centre-back at left-back, and he is going to be a main starter in this team. Already we've seen from the first few episodes, haven't we? 88 rated, the 24-year-old. He is going to be one of the best defenders in the world, without a doubt, if not already. And I'm so excited to see how he develops under Roberto De Zerbi, and hopefully takes his game to even another level that he did under Pep Guardiola, with a lot of the game centred around the centre-backs. Jan Couto, going to be our starting right back this season, 24 years of age, a Brazilian who signed for Manchester City so many years ago. Got his chance in the first team finally after loans at Girona, Leicester City and so on last year. Now he's got a real big chance under De Zerbi, playing a natural back four in his natural position at right back. On to the midfielders now. We've got Martin Zubimendi, 27 years of age, 85 rated. Hasn't reached the heights that we of Rodri, which is fine. When we signed him from Real Sociedad, we didn't expect him to be the next best thing ever, but he's still a really top quality player. I'm really excited to have him in our squad. I don't think he's going to be a starter every time. I think he's going to battle with perhaps Rico Lewis in that holding midfield role, but Zubimendi is a top quality player. On to then Matheus Nunes, where he is a player that might be used at fullback this year with a non-ability to sign players. We're looking at a right back, and perhaps Matheus Nunes is the man. 28 years of age now, very versatile. I've referred to him before as Pep Guardiola's Swiss Army knife. Well, he's going to be that for Roberto De Zerbi now. And I think those driving runs from fullback just might make him one of the first teams on the team sheet, maybe ahead of Jan Couto come the end of the season. Maximo Perón, 23 years of age now, continues development, which has stalled slightly. He's had very successful loans, especially at Newcastle United, where he started pretty much every game for a top four side. He hasn't had as many opportunities at Manchester City, but he will play a lot of games this season. The way we're going to play a lot of pressing, it's going to be very, stamina driven, and that is why we need a big squad to rotate and use every single player in this squad. On to our captain for the season, 35 years of age now. This decreased to 88 rated and will continue to decrease actually at his age. Kevin De Bruyne, King Kevin De Bruyne, still the captain of the club. Expecting to be around for still a long time. De Bruyne, just an unbelievable footballer, isn't he? One of the best we've ever seen in the Premier League. And until he says he wants to leave Manchester City, I think Kevin De Bruyne will stay at Manchester City. I don't want him to go anywhere at all. Jan Musiala, another midfielder, didn't really get his chance last season due to an ACL injury, but this year playing on maybe the left wing in a little bit of a Neymar style or a Mitoma as it's been under De Zerbi. I think we're going to see Musiala shine even more so than he did last season, those few months that he did play football due to the injuries. I'm so excited. He's only 23 years of age, 91 rated. He could go very far. On to then the forwards. We've got Jeremy Doku, 24 years of age, 87 rated. He's been playing that right-hand side and bringing so much to this Manchester City attack this season. If he can stay fit, which has been his issue over recent years, then he's going to be one of the most dangerous players in the Premier League. I mean, Doku on the right, Musiala on the left. Does it get any better than that? A player's going to get his chance as well. He's 24-year-old Ezequiel Ceballos, was brought in many transfer windows ago now. It feels like, and he didn't really make an impact. He went on loan to RB Leipzig, where he didn't really have the most successful loans either. And you're starting to think, well, maybe Ezequiel Ceballos is not the player. Maybe he's not the man. But Roberto De Zerbi said, listen, I want a big squad this season. Ceballos will get his chance at Manchester City. Savio, of course, will be taking the number 7 shirt this year, the Brazilian. 82 rated, really started to hit the heights we expected of him last season. I expect him to continue his development this year, and I expect him to be, come the end of the season, really battling with Doku to start on that right-hand side. And for our main man up top, our number 9, filling in big boots of Erling Haaland, but I'm sure he can do it, is Julian Alvarez, 26 years of age now, going in towards the prime of his career, the new Sergio Aguero, and I'm hoping he is the Sergio Aguero for Manchester City. On to our homegrown players now. We have John Stones, 90 rated, 32 years of age. This man just continues to get better and better. He is such a quality player. I can't believe how good he is, how good he has been for Manchester City, and he'll continue his development at a rapid rate and hopefully stay at this level for a long time. I think him and Vardy so far at the start of the season have started to form a bit of a partnership together, and it looks like a really exciting one for the season. 26-year-old Mark Guehi, who is a backup centre-back. I don't think he's ever going to reach John Stones levels, Joshua Vardy levels, but is a very solid centre-back, homegrown as well, which is big, and an England international. Mark Guehi is the perfect blend between maybe a Stones and a Diaz, and a good backup to John Stones when necessary, and Diaz and Vardy. He is the sort of fourth choice in there, and we mustn't forget other players in around there, like Callum Doyle, for example, can play left-back or centre-back. 80 rated now, Callum Doyle at 22. Now is his chance to shine at Manchester City. We've seen how good he's been in pre-season, and I think this season we're going to see that Callum Doyle is basically a younger, only 2 years younger, Joshua Vardy. I think he's just very much in the same mould. He'll play a lot of left-back, and in the future years he'll play centre-back, but I'm so excited to use him. I think he's got absolutely everything, this young man. Another player getting his chance, 22 years of age, nowhere near the level of Callum Doyle, only 72 rated, but Yamal Baptiste signed from West Ham United on a free transfer. De Zerbi wants, like I said, depth, strength in depth, and Yamal Baptiste is another to add to that strength in depth in the back line to be used in that area. Move on to Jack Grealish, 31 years of age now. Jack Grealish playing as an attacking midfielder. He's moved more centrally, and he is sort of City's answer to Kevin De Bruyne. He's not that much younger than De Bruyne, actually, but I think he's going to play a pivotal role in Roberto De Zerbi's side, and already put in some really impressive performances, hasn't he, at the start of this career mode, right at the start of the season. We have Everton, who is 28 years of age now and was one of the standout performers in the last few years for Pep Guardiola. A goal-scoring midfielder, a controller, a creator, and one that's just filled with skill and creativity and flair. So exciting whenever he gets in the field. Him and Jack Grealish and Phil Foden are going to all battle for that attacking midfield role. And up next is a man I've just mentioned nearly. It is James McAtee. McAtee, attacking midfielder, another one that has had a lot of loans, has not been amazing, not been so successful on those loans, but he's going to get his chance now at Manchester City to be a key player in this side. Well, we're going to give him all the opportunities we can do, and I think hopefully he can take them. Phil Foden was the player I was mentioning then. Phil Foden, 89 rated, 26 years of age now. He's reaching the point where you expect him to now get to 90 plus rating. He's got a few injuries every season so far in this career mode, in this save, which is a bit of a shame, but he is going to be the number one name on the team sheet in that attacking midfield role, with Grealish and Eze sort of backing him up in situations. Then we move on to the right wing with Oscar Bob, only 77 rated at 23, which is such a shame. His development hasn't been as much as I want, but when he plays, he's spectacular, and I think he's actually very underrated in this game. I think 77 rated doesn't quite describe how good Oscar Bob actually is in this game. I think he's so much better than 77 rated, but for whatever reason, that's the rating he has got. We flick back to Alvarez there, 90 rated, of course, forward. Liam Delap, 78 rated. He's going to get his chance this season. A nice, big hold-up man in that replacement to Erling Haaland. He will do a different job to Julian Alvarez, and I think he will do a fantastic job. I think that his hold-up will come really in handy this season. As for the under-21s, we've got second-choice goalkeeper this year, despite only being 70 rated, in Spike Brits. I have got big hopes for him this year. He's going to get his chance in the Carabao Cup, in the FA Cup, and we're going to see if he can push Ederson. And we remember years ago at Manchester City, Shay Given got pushed out by Joe Hart. I think this might be a bit of a similar situation. In fact, Max Alain's going to get his chance this year, 21 years of age, 72 rated. He will get his chance to try and impress at Manchester City if he can do this year at centre-back. See how he develops and see if he is one for the future of this club. This Derby will give chances to everyone. Rico Lewis will be our starting holding midfielder, 84 rated now, still in the under-21s category because he's 21. I mean, how he's still 21, I don't know. He feels like he's been around for ages. He's been part of our team for 4 seasons now. It shows how good he was at such a young age, Rico Lewis, and he continues to develop at a rapid rate. Claudio Echeverri, who might play a lot of the games at striker. He signed for Manchester City in real life, 20 years of age, 77 rated. I think he could end the season 80 rated. I think he can get double figures in both goals and assists this season, despite only being 20. And I'm excited to see how he does develop an attacking midfield role. He can play anywhere across the front line as well. He's such an exciting player, and there's a reason why they call him the next Lionel Messi, because that is the level we expect from Claudio Echeverri. On to Joel Ndala, another one I think can really develop this season. 21 years of age now, Joel Ndala, playing off that left-hand side. I think we could see a star born in Joel Ndala. And, you know, we can't make any transfers this season due to the transfer ban. I think that's going to help us a little bit. That's going to give us chances to these younger players like Ndala and other players that maybe wouldn't have got their chances and give a chance to impress. And if they do, imagine the amount of money it will save Manchester City, because we're self-sustainable from just the players that we have had in that situation in selling on. Out on loan, we've got Luca Fletcher out on loan here, 67 rated Luca Fletcher, 21 years of age. Good to see him developing at Coventry City. Emilio Lawrence, he's one for the future, only 20 years of age, the Scotsman, out on loan for Feyenoord this season. Let's hope he can continue his development. The same for Nico Riley, who's had his chances. His development's actually stunted a little bit. He's been 73 rated for a while now, the 21-year-old. And it's sort of last chance saloon, I think, at Salzburg for him to impress. We've got Kane Taylor, I think, could explode in the Premier League at Crystal Palace this year with his performances, because he is a real spectacular footballer, a real top quality player. Jadel Katongo, 68 rated, is the centre-back, 22 years of age. He is on loan at Feyenoord, and we'll have to see how Jadel Katongo performs this season. I think we're looking to sell him permanently. And Tom Galvez, the Finnish international, whose development has been very slow, 21 years of age now, only 66 rated, returns to Watford, this time on loan, but I hope he does improve over the season and maybe come back as a left back in the future. So that is the Manchester City starting squad for the season. Just one thing to cover, and that is the transfers, what we spent this season, net spend and so on, and see how we did. Well, of course, no ins this season in this transfer window, but there was one in this year. So this is how the transfers and the spending has looked for Manchester City in this season. Of course, we were banned from making any summer signings, so we did make one signing in January, of course, of this year. It was Claudio Echeverri joining from River Plate in a £25.8 million deal. That was the only signing. Only 3 transfers out from the club this year. Usually that section is full, but we still make massive money. Erling Haaland moves to Real Madrid for £205 million, which is release clause. Barcelona signed Rodri for £122.3 million. 2 players who wanted a new challenge, 2 key players, 2 players who were the spine of Pep Guardiola's Manchester City. And Manu Akanji, Real Madrid come shopping twice in Manchester City, spending over £270 million with the club, with a £65 million move for Swissman Manu Akanji, meaning City spent £25.8 million this year. Transfers out is just under £400 million, with £392.3 million, meaning this club, this summer transfer window, and this year, made £366.5 million profit in sales. That is absolutely incredible. That is unbelievable, work in the transfer market. And if the team still continues to success, that shows how good our scouting has been in the past for young players and also our youth system. And it does mean we've got a hefty amount in the bank if we were to look and try and, really bolster Roberto De Zerbi's side in the future. That ends today's episode. Thank you very much for watching. Please like the video if you haven't already. Please do subscribe to the channel if you are new and you're enjoying Season 4 of this series. Also, think about joining the We Are City Members Club. It's absolutely awesome, and we'll see you guys next time.